Oh, heck yeah. That's a good issue to have. Good challenge to have. Heck yeah. And we are live here. What is up, everyone? What is going on with you today? I'm Courtney Rollins, host of the Life in Transitions Experts YouTube channel, a podcast, and Facebook group, and or owner and operator of Estate Pro Service, where really helping people through the biggest transitions in their life, particularly with the property. And this channel is designed to share content and information that helps people make informed decisions on what they want to do with property as well as other aspects of their life when they're going through big changes. And one of my favorite things to do is chat with, speak to some of the amazing folks out there that are doing big things, that are not only doing big things in their life, but impacting other people and helping empower other folks to do big things in their life. And that's what I have with me today, Carly Mannino. Am I saying your last name right? Mannino?
Mannino.
Menino, yeah, excuse me, Carly Menino from Diamond Capital Assets, an amazing real estate investor as well as creative financing coach, and some other things that we may be able to find out today. So, Carly, how are you doing?
I am fabulous. I hope you are.
Oh, I'm feeling great. Yeah, and I've had the chance to sit down with Carly a few times and be in some spaces that she's in, and she is always just. I mean, she has a wealth of experience. And instead of me talking about it, Carly, why don't you share who you are and what brought you to real estate investing?
Sure. My name's Carly. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, not too far down the road from you. Been here for a long time. The market is very hot here, second hottest market in the country. But it works out very well for us because it gives us a lot of opportunity to help people and get them in the right homes and the right or out of the right homes if that's their situation. I do a lot of creative financing, so we help sellers in situations where they happen to have a problem. We just solve that problem. It happens to have a house attached to it. So the goal is to solve the problem, help the seller, and with that, we can move forward and then help a new family come into the home. So we're helping kind of full circle.
That is wonderful. And that's the key things that I hope you picked up on, or people picked up on, that you're solving problems, and there happens to be properties that are attached to them. So, what is like a deal? Well, actually, can you explain to someone what creative financing means as it relates to real estate?
Sure. With creative financing, there's a few different ways to do it. Sometimes people own their property, um, no mortgage, they've already paid it off, but they're in a situation where it might have repairs that they just can't afford. They might be looking to downsize and move into senior living or assisted living. They might want to move closer to family. Sometimes it's, the taxes have gone out and they've just been priced out of their homes. So instead of either losing their homes or, you know, we go in and we'll take care of the repairs. We'll pay any arrearages, we'll catch up the taxes. We do all of that. We solve the problem, whatever their pain is. We want to take care of that, make sure that they're comfortable. If they have a mortgage, then what we'll do is just take over that mortgage. We'll start making that payment. And same thing, if they're still behind on taxes, if they're behind on their mortgage, if they have repairs they can't make, we step in and we take care of all those things so they can take that off of their plate and breathe again.
Well, that's pretty amazing, and I'm sure because of this, you're able to, of course, not only help people take that pressure off, but at times create deal structures that are that allow you to stay in business and make a profit as well. So
Right.
yeah. So people who are coming in who are find that sexy idea of creative financing, seller financing, subject to, what are some of the, I guess, challenges or mistakes that you think people, or misconceptions, I mean, that's a lot right there, but challenges and mistakes you may see people
I
doing
think
when they
people
try
get
to
into
sell
real
real
estate
estate?
with the thought of, oh, I can make all this money, which is
Mhm.
true, but you shouldn't chase the money. If you're taking care of people and you're helping them and you're solving problems and coming up with solutions for people, money will find you. So if you're chasing the money, that's the wrong reason. And that's not why you should get into this. You can do crypto or AI or something and make just as much if you're just worried about money. This is a people business and you're dealing with people, and it's vital that, when we take these properties, we tell them we are going to pay the mortgage, and we are. And we tell them we will pay your mortgage before we pay our own, and we mean that, and you have to mean that too, because you've made a promise, you've given your word, and you have told these people that you can be trusted. They're putting their lives in your hands, and you need to make sure that you are protecting them.
That that is a beautiful thing to you utilize universal laws. If you're going after scarcity and just going after the funds, then that's I mean that's just a short-lived and not sustainable really way of approaching this business. And I'm glad that you're out there doing that the right way. It seems. Uh, when you say make sure you're protecting them, what are some of the things? If I'm a seller, what are some of the things that I mean, I know every situation is different because it's creative financing, but what
Right.
are some of the things that maybe helps them feel besides meeting you and knowing they can feeling like they can trust you that like protects them on a deal when they get involved in real estate with you?
Always go through an attorney. Number
Always go
one,
through an
always.
attorney.
North Carolina is an attorney state anyway, so we do everything through an attorney. I would definitely, in other states, go through an attorney as well. Make sure the documents are correct. Have an attorney review them if you don't know, if you're not sure. Um, you do want to make sure it's an attorney that understands creative financing, because the ones that don't won't understand the contract and they prefer to say no than to go through it and actually double check it because it's not in their wheelhouse. So find someone that a real estate attorney that understands that process and can really truly review the paperwork for you. Those are the important things. You will get a promissory note, so you have ways to get your property back in case of emergency, which hopefully never happens. But if they're doing things right, you should be fine. And the documents should have all of that information in place for them to protect them.
So
And
each
make sure
one
you're
is
dealing with, reputable people that are definitely going to don't do something with someone that doesn't have a history, I guess. Or at least someone that's working with someone that has a history.
so going in reverse order. Find someone who's reputable or at least has a connection to someone who has a history of performing and also having a promissory note, so making sure that it's secured by something, and usually it's secured by the property. So, in the
Yes.
unfortunate event they have to, take the property back, they have something secured by it and it's recorded. And then the first thing was having an attorney. And what's cool about what you said is that is just encouraging folks to recognize that sometimes a real estate attorneys are awesome; they're so needed. But sometimes an attorney saying no may mean that they don't necessarily know and are so. Is where can people find attorneys, especially if they're a seller or even if they're like a real estate investor like you? Where can people find attorneys who are comfortable and know how to do these type of transactions?
If you're an investor, it's a little bit easier because you can go to your local RIA. There's lots of Facebook groups
Uh,
with investors, and you can say, "Hey, who are you guys using?" That's the easiest way. If you are a regular person, then probably what you would do is first look for real estate investors, either online, and then call them and ask them, "Do you have you done creative finance?" If they say they've done one or two, or no, or they question it, they don't know. That's not the right one. You want somebody that goes, "Yes, we do several of those a month. We're well versed and we know what we're doing."
Oh, that's a great idea. You can reverse engineer it. Go to a third party, someone. I like how amazing YouTube has become for communities, and you can type in almost any type of community, and then hack their search engine, where you just go into their search and just put in whatever subject you need, and you can find, especially if the person's name pops up over and over again. That's how I find contractors, find a lot of people. And you might have heard Carly say RIA. That's a Real Estate Investors Association. So if you're starting out, or if you are looking for folks to connect with all over the place. Ria's all. I think that's how we met actually at
Yeah,
Ria.
you were at a meeting I was supposed to be at.
Oh yeah, someone
And
connected me there. They got to meet Carly. Yeah, that's right. And then we went to Beer Garden and
yes, and that's some
picked up on
amazing
those.
food.
Yeah, those chips or fries they have are amazing. Yeah, and
The
I learned
poutine.
also, yeah, oh yeah, the Canadian fine is down here. But I learned also that that you work with a bunch of students who are actually. I met one of your students at a deal exchange. It wasn't Ria, but Dave
Oh, nice.
Mushins. Yeah, and so they're doing awesome stuff too, and said awesome stuff about you. Can you say more about your coaching program and what that looks like?
Yeah, so it's very, it's mentoring, it's education, it's training. I started it because I want people to do this legally, morally, and ethically. I see people out here doing like the Wild West, and I want to make sure that people are taking care of people. There's
Yeah,
just like wholesalers are out there and they're cracking down on wholesaling because they're unethical. Not all of them, but the ones that are unethical are causing problems. great wholesalers like you are great wholesalers, and we need wholesalers in this business. But the unethical ones we need to weed out. We need to police our own and kind of just not work with those people. But the good ones are gold, so we can't work without them. And so the same thing with this creative finance. A lot of people are jumping into it because they're like, "Oh, that sounds so simple and easy." Well, it's easy, no. Simple, yeah. But
Yeah.
documents, etc., it's a lot of work, and you need somebody to guide you. It's kind of a college level in real estate investing. It's not your traditional by far. It's so you need some experience just instead of just jumping into it. So I do it because I want people to do it right and care about the people that they're dealing with, take care of the people that they're dealing with, and I can see that I've trained them the way I would do it, and I want them to do the same thing and have the respect for the people and take care of them and make sure they're solving problems and not chasing money.
That is amazing. And how do people uh, are able to connect with you and find you so that they can see if they're a good fit to be a student and benefit from
I
those
put my
programs?
email there in the for
And I'm gonna
anybody can
drop
reach
this
out to
here
me
too.
there,
I'll just
and
drop on
you
the
can
page
get
right
my
now.
phone number. Um, So we have class that's locally in Raleigh right now. In August, we'll start the next session where we will probably be doing virtually as well. But for now, it's local in Raleigh.
That all right. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, definitely check out YouTube. There's the information here. Can I give your cell phone out, or is that?
The 0264 is probably more likely to be answered. My cell
Oh,
phone
I got
rings
you.
constantly.
Yeah. Part of my marketing is cold calling, and it's so ironic. It's actually probably poetic justice because I have my phone on do not disturb most of the day because it just goes. But yeah, you guys call 919-964-0264, and you'll be able to get in touch with Carly. And it's a Carly or Diamond Capital Assets with an S at the end. Diamond Capital Assets at gmail.com. Um, even even folks who are wholesalers or investors, I highly recommend that you reach out to her, connect to her. I mean, even the deals that I've sent to you that did not necessarily work for you, gave me so much awesome, amazing feedback that has been so helpful. You can tell you just have that giving heart, Carly. So it's uh, it's so appreciated. Can you tell us I mean, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'm just going to throw up a soft lob. What do you enjoy most about what you do?
It's really nice when you've been able to solve people's problems. I mean, I've had grown men come crying to me, just hugging me, like, we don't know what we would have done without you. Like, this was, we didn't know where to go. We didn't know who to go to. I mean, I'm the first person to tell somebody if they should go deal with a real estate agent. Like, you could get more that way, you should do that. But we end up with a lot of deals that unfortunately an agent or a bank can't fix, at least not in the time frame. I have people that I've had to save their house the next day, and unfortunately an agent can't fix that, a bank can't fix that, but we can.
Man, that's that type of just energy and currency that's like it goes beyond. I mean, the money is nice. It is actually nice, but be able to see that you impacted somebody in such a way, you can't really put a number on it. And yeah, I, so what have you found to be like the I guess most effective way? So if someone was just getting started, what would be the most effective like? Here are two, three steps you need to take to go ahead and get into this real estate investing and start looking towards creative financing.
For creative finance, education, education, education. You need to find who fits with you and will teach you step by step by step, because there's a lot of steps in these in addition to traditional. And you want to make sure you're protected, you want to make sure your seller's protected, and you want to make sure your buyer's protected. The paperwork is vital, and there's not like one or two pages, there's like 10, 11, 12 pages.
Mm.
So, and some of the fine print, you want to make sure that you understand what you're saying and that it's legal, number one, correct, and that everybody's on the same page, that your seller understands fully what they're committing to, and that you're going to be the one that's going to step up and do this, and that you're going to have the ability to do it, because you don't want to take on a $3,000 a month mortgage if you don't know how you're going to pay it next month. It's very important to
Absolutely.
get the education.
And I think you said two things that go so well together: education, but actually finding a model that's trusted, sort of like on the seller side, that you can actually, you know, don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. Because as you're alluding to, this, I mean, this is we're like in the relationship age, we're coming out of the information age, but we're still in the information space where YouTube University. Yeah, we're on YouTube right now. It is amazing resource. And even if you're not diagnosed with ADHD, like I am, it still is like going into a library of trillion billion books on one subject and trying to figure out where to want to fit. And it wasn't until I actually sat down with coaches that all the ingredients, it was like, oh, I got the ingredients, but now this is the recipe. These are the steps
Yes.
to follow. So I really appreciate you sharing that and highly encourage people to reach out to you. I mean, I'm not even a student of yours, but you're so responsive. I'm actually uh, the jump. Remember, I asked you the question about uh, purchasing a property and renting it back
Hmm.
to the seller. Just the different options that you gave really helped, and we're still in conversation. And but I didn't really have any other options or tools, and now I was able to like see, okay, here's some different options that may be available to him, and may be able to help this guy out. So I really appreciate that, and highly encourage folks to check you out. Um,
Networking is so vital. You never know who you're going to meet, who's going to have that piece of information that you need. Like the question you had for me, I have not been in that situation as of
mhm,
yet. You never know.
yeah.
But I've been with other people that have. So I was able to pull that knowledge from someone else that I've met to give that to you so that you had, what, three or four different options that
Yeah.
you could work with.
And I think that's where it comes with that leading heart, and that networking connection, like you said, because it just builds your tool belt, and the more problems that you're able to solve, I mean, just compensated that. That's just how compensation works. That's how it seems like the universe works. Where oh, go ahead, please.
Oh, I was gonna say, and you just give, you know what I mean? Like,
Uh,
I see people out there, they expect, like, they don't want to give you any information without getting something. And I don't feel that that's the right way to do it. If you're just giving and giving, it will come back to you.
Absolutely. All right, so this is a funny question to me. W- what does a day look like for you? Like, so you
Oh
get
my God.
up, what is it? Yeah, right.
Uh,
Every day is different, I
I
imagine.
get up at 6:30 and I start working immediately. And I work till about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And I'm constantly emails, phone calls, texts, messages, paperwork, documents, um, comping, repairs, lender, like it just I think I made and received over 100 phone calls yesterday, and I don't even know how many emails, and I don't even know how many texts. So
Goodness.
I just work a lot. So all these people are like, "Oh yeah, you just sit around and make money and don't work." No, you work. You work a
Oh my
lot.
goodness.
A lot of people
Is
are
there
depending on you, so you have to get the job done because you're the one.
is there any like tools or systems that I mean, I'm sure you have tons of them, but that you could like share with us that helps you keep that organized? Like, do you have like a what do you do to make sure that you're like, oh, this is what Carly's doing today, or however it helps you
I'm a
like
little
make
old
it feel
school. I
organized?
like to write it down in a notebook, what I need to get
Okay,
done the next day, because
absolutely.
then it's just there. I don't have to,
Yeah.
but my calendar, obviously, and my phone is vital. I love Siri's reminders because I'll just be like, Siri, remind me, da da da, whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah, mine's
it'll,
full of
it was funny. I had a reminder to call you this morning at 9 and you called me at
yeah.
8:30. So I was like, cool, we'll just knock that
Siri
one off.
reminded me. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Uh,
obviously, Gmail calendar is great. That connects to my phone too. Um, so there's a lot, and a lot of things are set in stone every month. It might not be every day, but the second Tuesday here and the fourth Thursday there, those are all things I know that
yeah.
even though they're not daily, they are monthly events that I'll be at.
And are you reviewing your days if it's the day of or the day before? Did you say that already, or
Say that again.
are you reviewing like, okay, this is what the day's probably going to look like? Is that the
Yeah, I
morning at
write it down
6:30,
the
or is
day
that the day
before.
before? The day
The
before.
day
Okay, that's what I
before,
was trying
so
to
when I
see.
wake
Yeah,
up, I'm just hitting the ground running. I'm not
yeah,
thinking, because
I dig that.
by the end of the night, I'm like, oh, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. And so
Wow.
I have a page long list, and then I can just jump and go. Because if I do it the next day, it'll keep coming to me like, oh, don't forget, oh, don't forget. I'd rather just bam, it's
Yeah,
there.
those loops. Yeah, it's like those loops stay open. That sounds like Earl Nightingale. I know Bob Proctor, the famous personal. Earl Nightingale is like the godfather of personal development, but Bob Proctor, also a great prosperity coach,
Hmm.
was like his student, and he said that he asked Earl Nightingale, "How do you manage time?" And Earl just looked at him and was like, "What? You can't manage time. You just time is just what it is. You manage your priorities. You know, I write down a list of
Right.
things I need to do, and then I do them
Yes.
until they get done. So that sounds like a very similar system. I hope that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And having a good routine, a good morning routine, a good evening routine, um, usually works. Sometimes it doesn't. This week I'm just so busy. It's not working. But next week should be calmer, so it should work a lot better.
Hey, well, yeah, we have the ebbs and the flows and all. Like that balance doesn't have to necessarily be 50-50. It can be whatever work for the family. How is the family life, especially if you're working that much? What does that look like for you?
Well, I'm, the breadwinner here, so I kind of do
Mm,
what it takes, but I do have, my kids are grown, so,
mm.
I'm kind of trying to pull them back into the business. We'll see if that works or not. But, they kind of were into it, and then they see how much I work, and they're a little less into it.
They'll reap the benefits from it, but they definitely. Hey, but hey, you're
Oh,
planting the
they love
seeds.
the
They're
benefits.
watching. Yeah, right. But they're watching you. They're watching. I imagine.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a lot of travel, so they get to go to that. So often I'm going somewhere and they can go and they don't have to be involved, but they get to go to wherever I'm going at the time.
that's awesome. Well, this is the second to last question before I usually ask at the end what's something you want to leave with someone listening. But second to last question is what's something in the next 12 months that you're super excited about that you're a part of? It doesn't have to be real estate related, but really
Oh my goodness.
anything.
There's a lot. There's a lot of things. We're doing a lot more deals. A lot of my students are starting to get their first deal, so that's very exciting. Every time they get their first deal, it's like, yeah, you did it, and to make sure they did it right, and just to walk them through it, and they get to see it and feel it. Um, that's really exciting. I like that. I'm going on my first cruise this year. It's actually a Hallmark
Ah,
cruise, so I'm very excited about that.
crazy. Awesome.
So that was booked solid. There was like 5,000 wait list, and we got on it. So I was like,
Oh
yeah.
heck yeah. Oh, have a blast. That is awesome. All right. Well, just wrapping up, folks. You all see the information down there at the bottom. If not, I'll just say one more time, 919-219. Oh no, 919-964-0264 is the office. Diamond Capital Assets at gmail.com. And Carla, can you just leave us one last bit of wisdom or thought that you're thinking on that you can share with the audience?
Yeah, just, don't chase the money. If you're interested in real estate, truly care about the people, be interested in the people, help the people. And when you help them, money will flow to you. It's just how it works.
That's law. That is awesome. Well, I appreciate you so much. I know you're super busy running off to the next amazing thing. Make sure you keep your cap on or tuck it in. The superhero doing amazing stuff. And I really appreciate you giving me your time. And I look forward to us connecting and chatting and me meeting with your group. That's going to be awesome as well. So thanks so
Yeah,
much
they're
for
very
that.
excited to see you. So,
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. All right, folks, you guys have to reach out to Carly Mannino. That's I said. Woo, I had a
you
little
got it.
tongue
You got
play.
it.
That is awesome. All right, Carly, I'll see you very soon, and thank you so much. And everyone, please hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help the algorithms know that we're trying to put out some good stuff to people so we can reach more folks. If you're a practitioner and you want to be on the show, or if you're even just getting started and you just have questions, feel free to reach out to me as well. I love being a part of people's journey, and would love to, as you obviously, interview amazing people like Carly. So maybe you're one of those folks. I'm sure you are. This is the Life in Transitions Experts Podcast, LITE. Let your light shine. Cheers.